Thank you everyone for joining us today. Today we will have our virtual tour to Taiwan, hosted by Isa Ye, one of your colleagues, and I hope you enjoy it. I will ask Annette to talk a little bit first.
Hi everyone, I'm happy that you are here today. We are going to Taiwan. Isa is going to show us about her school, Taipei Municipal Girls High School. Then she's going to show us the Old Street, and then the Sanxia. Oh my God. Okay. She will tell, she will pronounce that a little bit better because she pronounces it much better than I do. Then I know you will have questions as we go along. It's going to be really beautiful. Do not go off. You're going to have a bit of questions here and there, and please put them in the Q&A. We will answer them as we go along. And please note, just remember that English is not Isa's first language. And one of the reasons she's an ex-culture is to practice her English. So far, I like it, it's beautiful. But well, she says she needs to practice a little bit more. And yes, so when you're asking her questions, especially if you are speaking, you need to be a little bit slower for her to be able to understand you. All you will have to write it in the comments or in the Q&A section so she can read and be able to answer your questions. All right, so I will now invite Isa to come and take us to Taiwan. Welcome, Isa.
Hi, everyone. And I'm going to share my screen to you. I think I need the permission to share the screen.
Raphael.
Can you do it now?
I can't unshare it now.
Please try again, Isa.
Okay. Oh, I can share it.
Welcome, Dr. B.
So, can you guys
Yeah, we can see it.
see the slide?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, that's great. Hello, guys. My name is Isa Ye. It is my pleasure to give you a virtual tour in Taiwan. As you can see, there is apparently one tall building in this background. It is Taipei 101. I believe most of you have heard about it or even visited it before. It is the tallest building in Taiwan. Okay, anyway, it is actually not the place that I'm going to introduce. The ones that will be introduced are divided into 3 parts. First is about my school, Taipei Municipal Zhongshan Girls High School, which is, as you know, located in Taipei. Then I'll talk about Sanxia Temple and Sanxia Old Street, which are located in New Taipei City. Let's move on to the first part, Taipei Municipal Zhongshan Girls High School. As you can see, it is located in Taipei, and it is an old high school in Taiwan because it was established in 1897. For this picture, it is our school gate. You can see the English name on the left here and the Chinese name on the right side. And the brown building is the Yixian building, one of the third-ranked monuments in Taiwan. After we get into school, most of us go through the left path straightly with the oldest building and then turn right. Like we go here and turn right. Then you'll see our sports field and other buildings. In this picture, the main building is the Zhongjing building. Here is mainly for the 10th graders, and in front of it is the library. And the library has 2 floors, and inside it, the sunshine always goes through the windows, so it is always bright and looks pretty. In front of the trees, you can see 2 volleyball courts. And a lot of students play volleyball there every day. That's a volleyball court. And in the back of the trees is the Zhichang building. About half of the 11th graders study here, and so do I. And as for the other half, they study in Zhongshan building.
So this is a school, it's not a university?
Oh, it's a high school, it's not a
High
university.
school. So
Yeah.
how many students go to this high school? It seems very big.
There are about 2,000, I think.
2,000. That's a big school. Huh. Is that a normal size for a high school? Like, do most schools have this many students?
I think some of high schools can have that much students, but some don't.
Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. Yep.
Yeah. And you can see the main building in this photo is our auditorium. And the lower 2 floors have many rows of seats, so we hold assemblies here. And the top floor is for exercising. We usually play table tennis and badminton here. And I didn't take photos of the Science Museum, so I can show you what it looks like, and it is hidden in the corner. Also, it is actually not a real museum. It's more like labs and office of some science teachers. And in this picture, you can see the podium and the 3 rods. It is for hanging flags when we have bigger assemblies here. And this one is a part of Zhichang building, which is also the place that my classroom is located at. And I took this picture at the Zhongjing building. You can see a little bit about the Science Museum. Like what I said, it's hidden in the corner. Yeah. And this photo was taken on the 1st floor of the Zhichang building. You can see the Lizhi Gallery here. It is under the library, and it is a part of the Zhongjing building. And some students practice volleyball skills here. And before leaving my school, I'd like to share some additional photos. So here are photos of the Zhongjing building. They are the appearance of the whole building and the classroom of the 10th graders. Oh, by the way, there is a touch screen that is combined with the blackboard, and it is on the left side of this picture. It really makes some teachers give us courses more conveniently. And the third one is the whole. The last one is a picture I take from the point of view of this building.
Did you say that there is a touch screen?
Yes, here. But
Okay.
yeah.
Are students able to telecommute into the classrooms?
Like take classes online?
Take classes online, for example.
Yeah, because of the pandemic, our school now allow students to take class online, but I think we don't use this one. Some teachers from the library will give the technical help for those students, and they use iPad to have a like a online meeting. Yeah.
And did you
Can I
say an
ask-
iPad?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, very nice.
Can I ask a few more questions about school? So in terms of the schedule, when does the school normally start in Taiwan, and until what hour do you normally stay in the school?
We start it on September 1st, and we always get school at about 7:30 to 8 o'clock, and then we finished our class at about 4 and 10 4 and 10 p.m. Yeah.
So from about 8 till about 4. And then do you have much homework? Like after you're done with school, are you still expected to do some more work at home, or is it for the day?
Some of our teachers give us report, and they told us to make some reports, and for the other homework, like maybe do the questions, it's it can be decided on the students. They can decide whether they want to do or not. But if we don't do the questions, we didn't practice a lot, then we may get bad grade on our midterm and finals. So most of us will do the questions, and it's not very much, I think.
Yeah. So do you have after school activities as well in your school?
Some club have after school activities, and like what I said, a lot of students in Zhongshan like to play the volleyball. So some of them will stay at school to play it after school. Yeah.
So, but you said that the school is actually open until 10 o'clock at night, correct?
No, maybe I think I make some mistake. Is
Okay.
We end our class at 4 and 4 and
So that's it for the day.
10
Yeah.
minutes, and I think it's open until 9:30, I think, because some of our 12th graders have to study after school at school.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And here are some pictures of the Zhichang building, and the left one was taken in the hall outside of my classroom, and the right one was taken in my classroom. And we were doing the marshmallow challenge, which uses the spaghetti sticks, some tabs, and a string and a marshmallow as materials to finish. I believe most of you have heard or even done this before. Okay, next page. These photos are about the Yishan building. I think here is the prettiest place of our school because this building really looks ancient and it is truly old. Therefore, you can see that the frames of windows are made of wood sticks. And this is another point of view of our sports field in the Yishan building. And now it is time to end the virtual tour in my school and go to the next place. And for the second part, I'm going to introduce Sanxia Temple to you. It is located in Sanxia, near Taipei City, and there are a lot of history events or stories about it. For instance, this temple was first built in the Qing Dynasty in 1769. It has been reconstructed 3 times. And thereafter a big earthquake, after the Japanese army burnt down the temple, and now the 3rd restoration is still ongoing. And for this time, it is led by the famous art professor Li Meishu. Its buildings, carvings, and paintings are all considered masterpieces in Taiwan. And the temple is a 3rd-class historical site. And
Isa, are you supposed to show us the next slide?
I'm going to show it in a few minutes, in a few seconds. And it is also one of the 3 main temples in Taiwan. For this page, it is about the structures inside and the appearance. Please look at the picture with red arrows. And we usually go into the temple from the Dragon Gate and go out from the Tiger Gate. And it is the temple and the square that is in front of the temple. And there are the 3 gates. From the right to left are the Dragon Gate, front gate, and the last one, I think it is the Tiger Gate, but I have to say sorry that the 3 pictures weren't taken by me, so I'm not very sure about which they correspond to. And
So,
for the right,
who are they?
they are the general, I think they are the gods. Yeah.
So the right one looks like the Dragon Gate one looks like Confucius. Kingfitsu.
But actually, there are another picture that is about the Confucius and Lao Tzu. And for these gates, they are one of the gates are about the Heng Ha generals, and okay, this one is the top, the Dragon Gate, and you can see 2 kings held a deer and a crown, which meaning promotion in their hands. And for the Tiger Gate, I think it's this one, and the 2 kings held a peony and a wine glass to show riches and glory. And the 2 drumstones are in front of the middle gate, which is called front gate. And the reason that the stones are there may be that the ancient wooden doors were fragile, and when a strong wind blew against them, the doors were destroyed. So the stones were here to scare away the wind and protect the doors. And the other reason might be that some people believe that they were here to knock down the evil spirits. And the 2 drumstones are all covered with the wrap, so we also can call them wrapped drumstones. Besides, they are all well decorated with carvings like dragons, flowers, and birds. They are said to be the most gorgeous drum-shaped bearing stone in Taiwan.
Is this temple a religious building? Like, does it have some religious significance, or it's more of a historic sort of architectural landmark?
I think it.
So is it like a church or cathedral, or is it more like an old fortress?
I think it's content like the church and the church, like the church and the architecture aspect. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe to answer that, Dr. Vast, yes, it's a temple. People go there to worship, but she picked
So
interest in it because
so they do go there to sort of worship and pray.
yes, but the reason she picked interest in it is that it has been brought down 3 times, and it has been rebuilt 3 times to the exact same way it was the first time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you.
So it is, if it is a place of worship, then what is sort of the religion in Taiwan? Like what are the gods, or what are the sort of who's being worshipped? I'm just curious, because to be honest, I have no idea what's the religion in Taiwan. I mean, I guess it's sort of a mix of philosophy. Can you maybe educate me on this issue, like the religions of Taiwan?
We're happy to take you there. So the dominant religion in Taiwan is Buddhism and Taoism.
Taoism.
Yeah, Taoism, yes. So there's also a bit of Christianity, but this particular church is a Buddhist church, right? Right, Isa?
Yes. And thank you for helping me answering.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And for this one, for the next photos, there are a series of the wall carvings. And before introducing them, I'd like to talk about the history of the carvings. Professor Li Meishu considered that the burning incense sticks would gradually blacken the walls in the temple. Without following the traditional carving rules, he decided to use sculptured bronze or cement as the materials of the wall. Therefore, this creativity really made Jushu Temple a unique one in Taiwan. And there are 3 kinds of wall carvings in this temple. They are the lake carving, the shallow engraving, and the low relief. The carvings tell various historical or legendary stories. And for this picture, it is about Confucius consulted Lao Tzu about the manners. And this one and the next one are about the Yellow Emperor invented the south-pointing chariots. And the last one is about King Goujian of Yue slept on brushwood and tasted gold. And for this one, it is one of the pillars. Stone pillars are common in Taiwanese temples. Normally, there are 2 to 3 pairs of carved stone pillars in a temple. But in Sanxia Jushu Temple, there will be 156 pillars in total when it is finished. All pillars are hand-carved from solid slabs of stones, and it takes about 7 to 8 years to finish. In general, there are 3 kinds of pillars, and they all go in pairs. And the first kind is the round pillars with the Chinese couplets on them. The second one is the dragon pillars, which means they are formed by the dragon carvings. And the third one, which this picture and the next one show, are both flower bird pillars. Jushu Temple is also known as the bird temple because there are 106 types of birds and various kinds of flowers on these pillars. Flowers represent Taiwan, and the birds stand for the people from countries around the world. And this is a carving that was created by Professor Li Meisu, and here is his name. Yeah. And this one is the sun hole. It is under the bell tower. And this hole is for the Lord of the Sun, who brings brightness to the world every day. And this is the Jushi master, and he is the main god in this temple. People in China also call him Mahjong master or black-faced master. There are many different stories about his life. One of the things is that Jushi master was born in Fujian, China in the North Song dynasty about 500 to 600 years ago. His name was Chen Longzhu. During his lifetime, he built many bridges and successfully prayed for rain in dry seasons for many farmers. So when he passed away, the villagers built a temple to worship him. And this one is the moon hole. It is under the drum tower, and it is for the Lord of the Moon. And Professor Li Meisu positioned the moon hole on the opposite side of the sun hole. He wanted to show that the kindness of the gods would be just like the lights of the sun and the moon shining on and taking care of people day and night. And for this picture, it is about the castle. One of the famous creations in this temple is the kitchen ceiling, and we also call it spider web ceiling. There are only 2 temples with the spiral ceilings in Taiwan. One is Sanxia Temple, and the other one is this one. With no nails or any other metal pieces used, the wooden parts are connected together like the way Lego pieces lock onto one another. When the wooden cover is down, it is stuck with a thin layer of gold on the surface to protect it from termites and help it last longer. So you can see some of the chiseled look gold. And this is the worship table. Some temple goers bring food like fruit, cookies, and candies for the god. So they put the food on the table and pray with the incense sticks. Then they wait for a few minutes and take their food away. And those foods which are prayed to God by people symbolize God blessing you. And here are some other photos of this temple. And you can see there is the bell tower on the 2nd floor, and under it is the sun hole. And in this picture, you can see the drum tower on the 2nd floor here. And the 2 towers are on opposite sides. By the way, this photo was taken at night, so you can also see the moon is here.
Isa, do you know how long did it take to build this building? Because it has so many details. I mean, everywhere we have and a lot of details. Do you know how long did it take to create, to build?
I'm sorry that I don't know, but
That's okay.
It's still being reconstructed for some little place.
Well, if it takes 7 years to carve one column, I imagine that it's a very slow process.
Yeah. So if you guys can visit here in person, you can see this temple is very I think it's fancy and the details look good. Yeah. And this is the night version of the temple.
Isa, can I ask you a question? So
Okay.
one of the things that that you showed us was Kung Fu Tzu talking to Lao Tzu.
Yes.
And in history, they don't talk about the details of them coexisting together. They talk about Kung Fu Tzu separate from Lao Tzu. So is it the belief of Taiwanese that Kung Fu Tzu and Lao Tzu actually existed together and that they collaborated together? Or was that just an artistic interpretation?
I'm not really sure about it. Maybe I will search and then I can answer you later.
Yeah, no, that's okay because I have searched too. And I was just wondering if the Taiwanese believe that they actually coexisted. But I have searched to see if they actually did coexist.
Oh,
But
okay.
thank you, Isa.
Okay, you're welcome. I want to add something about that carving, and I think some people only think it is a legendary story, so they put the carving in this temple, I think. And now it's time for us to go to the next place, and it is the Sanxia Old Street. It's here and street. And for the third part, also it's the last part for the tour. And I will introduce Sanxia Old Street to you. It is also located in New Taipei City. It is famous for its spatial old buildings and the golden croissants. This is the entrance of the old street. By the way, on the right side is the Sanxia Police Office. And actually, this is not the only entrance to the old street. There is another one at the end of it, and some paths at the middle, so you can go into the street from different entrance. But this is the main one, and most visitors start their trip from this entrance. And for this picture, it is the point of view in the street, and there is a signboard of the Golden Croissants store. And the golden croissants really look like the horns of cows. And this is the grocery store. And we usually call this kind of grocery store as ganzai shop. And you can buy toys, traditional snacks, and some things that have a sense of age. Also, there are some souvenirs that contain the elements of Taiwan or this street. And this picture is about what you may see in this kind of grocery store. And first one is the marble soda. And when you open it, the marble will drop into the bottle. Although it has existed in Taiwan for more than 100 years, it is actually not originating in Taiwan. It was brought here during the Japanese colonial period. And for the present game, it is has also existed for a long time, and a lot of people have played it and consider it as an important memory in childhood. And for the kendama, it is not originating in Taiwan either, but it is an ancient toy for Taiwanese. And people play it in many different ways and can do a lot of changes on it. They even hold some competitions. And the last photo in this slide is about some ancient casty snakes. And they are the monk bean cake, gummy candy in the shape of cork, and roasted wheat flour, which we usually call mi day in Taiwanese, and the sake, which we call giang seng di in Taiwanese. And for this one, I haven't eaten it before. And this is what the whole of the street looks like. And for this and the next photo are both the night version of the street. People who live here turn on the lights at night. So if you have a chance to visit here at night, you may see the beautiful street. Then at night, at lately night, and they turn off the lights. And here are some other photos of Sanxia Old Street. And for the right one, a part of houses in the street look like this, and with the wooden gate. And it comes to the end of this virtual tour. Hope you guys love it and know more things about Taiwan. Thank you for listening.
Isa, there's a bunch of questions here. So is marble soda Chinese? Ramune? Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about Chinese soda?
Okay, marble soda in Chinese is called 弹珠汽水.
Okay, and what is in it?
It's just soda and a marble and this bottle.
Oh, there's a real marble inside?
Yes.
Oh, does it come out or does it just because I
when
can imagine that's dangerous to have a soda, a marble as you're drinking the soda.
Yeah, but when you drink it, it doesn't drop out because you can see the picture. It's it has the spatial design for not let the marble goes out.
Okay, and it's just a flavored soda, but the marble actually stays in the bottle.
Yes.
Okay.
You said it came from Japan, right?
Oh,
Or not? The marble soda.
I think the marble soda and kendama are all from Europe countries, if I didn't remember the wrong information.
And because I actually tried something in Japan for it was exactly like marble soda, so it's related to me. That's why I was asking.
But
For,
Leilani, you thought
for-
about marble soda like that golden coffee in Dubai where they put the actual gold in the coffee and you drink it, and then
Well, I'm just worried. I'm a mother.
yeah.
I just worry that the marble will come out and choke somebody, so.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think so.
First I thought that it was more like powdered marble and you're supposed to digest it and it just goes through and then comes out. But
No.
yeah,
It's a
I think
real,
it's
the way she's describing it, and I've seen it before. It's a real marble, but I think the marble never comes out of the bottle. Is that correct, Isa?
yeah.
The
So
marble
it's
completely stays in.
Yeah, Yes, it won't come out during you drink it, but I think there is some way you can take it out after you finish your soda.
What's the point of the marble? Is there a reason?
Could you rephrase your question?
Okay, what is the purpose of the marble?
What does the marble do? Is it for taste, or is it for cooling, or is it for just
Oh,
the?
I
No more
think it's
decoration.
for funny and interesting.
Ah, okay. No reason, actually.
Yeah, and
Dr. V, I think there's a reason. I've watched a video before, and one of their reasons they explain is that is to prevent people when they drink from choking it. So when you drink too fast, the marble stops it from coming out too fast.
Oh,
So it will
okay.
stop it so you don't choke on it.
Okay. Okay.
Like you do not drink the soda greedily.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of,
Okay.
kind of.
I mean, I just hope that bottle does not malfunction, right? So
Well,
here's
did you
another-
notice? Did you notice that we talked more about the marble soda than about religion, temples, history, and everything else? So I guess there is a purpose there, entertainment, right?
Dr. Bas,
Yeah.
who doesn't like
Yeah.
food?
So Isa, here's another question for you. Is there any, and I don't know what this word is, manua, M-A-N-H-U-A.
Money?
Manua.
Manuha.
Yeah, manhua.
Manua.
could you
H-U-A. I don't know. I don't know myself.
could you type it in the messenger
Yes.
box?
It's
M-A-N-H-U-A. One of your audiences wanted to know if there's that.
Are you making the comics in Chinese? Because I think these words may pronounced like 漫画 in Chinese.
Yes. Okay. So what is that?
What is manhua?
Oh, it is books that are a lot of pictures and telling stories, telling a story, and it's a little bit similar as the
Like a comic book?
Comic
Oh,
books. Yeah.
it's manga.
yes, yes.
Manga.
Yeah. 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 I'm
Oh,
seeing
okay,
that now.
okay.
Comic books. Yeah.
Okay, so
And-
someone also asked, how many kinds of food do we get in Taiwan? When I watch Taiwanese documentaries, or I Google something about Taiwan, all I say is food, and I start salivating. So how much food do we get in Taiwan? Like how many kinds of food?
You mean, could you rephrase again, because I didn't hear clearly. I'm sorry.
Or maybe just tell us about food in Taiwan. Like, what are the common types of food? Like, what
Oh,
do people eat? What are the favorite types?
Most people eat in Taiwan are like fried rice or noodles, dumplings, and for some famous food are the pork and that.
Yeah.
Is it very different from the traditional Chinese food?
It's I think it's just the traditional Chinese food, like the braised pork on the rice, and maybe some pig blast cake.
So is there bubble tea? Is bubble tea a popular thing in Taiwan?
Yes,
Boba tea is
a
really
lot of people like it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
And almond tofu.
yes, but I think it's not a lot. And
Oh.
for me, I ate the normal tofu or the stinky tofu more.
that was actually a question.
Interesting.
Is there a stinky tofu? So is stinky tofu really stinky? Does it smell bad?
I think it sounds a little stinky, but it's with the also the good flavor when you smell it, and I
Ah,
think it tastes good.
okay.
I actually disagree. I don't like stinky food. Stinky tofu.
Does it really stink though, Raphael?
Does it actually
really
stink?
For me, I think it is at least, but
No,
it's
maybe it's in your head, Raphael.
yeah.
No, it's Raphael. It's flavors. You know, it's yeah. One question. So I have been to China. I have been to Hong Kong, but I have not been to Taiwan. So is Taiwan very different from those other neighboring sort of countries, or is it about the same, just in a different location? Or what are the differences, perhaps? Like, is it different architecture, different food, different? I don't know. What do you
I
expect
think
to see different?
the food may be different, and a lot of people say that Taiwanese are very kind and maybe passionate, and
Mhm.
yeah,
Kind and passionate. Yeah.
yes.
Or patient,
Oh,
Patient.
or both?
Kind
maybe
and patient.
also patient, I think.
How about the language? Is it a very so it's Cantonese in Taiwan, is it? Or is it
It's
Mandarin?
we most speak Mandarin, which is the Chinese, and
Mandarin. Okay.
also some people say Taiwanese.
Yeah.
So
And
is it
because
different, or it's about the same?
for China and Taiwan, most people can speak Chinese and
Which is Mandarin. correct?
Mandarin.
Mandarin.
Yes.
You guys. Do you also speak other languages other than Mandarin? So from what I understand, Mandarin is the required written language, but is there another dialect that's spoken?
There is Hakka language, and it's called 客家话 in Chinese.
Okay, yeah. And is there a written version of that?
Could you rephrase?
Yeah, that language, that dialect, can you write it, or can you write that language?
Oh, you mean Hakka?
Yes.
Oh, I can't read it, or it's not. Oh, I didn't learn it, so I don't know
Okay.
about it. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Are there any other, do you guys use traditional? I think we just talked about that, right?
Actually, I have a question for Isa. Isa, how did you know about us X culture?
Could you rephrase,
Yeah.
please?
How did you get to know about X culture? How did you? Yes. How did you get to know about X culture?
How did you find us?
Oh, I saw the Instagram story from one of my friends, and I think she had signed up for it, but maybe she had some personal issues, so she didn't join this event. But when I saw the story, I asked what it is about, and she told me. Then I think it's interesting, so I tried to join.
And how is it so far for you, Isa?
I think it's very great, and I learn more.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how old are you?
I'm 16 and going to be 17.
And you're in grade 10 or 11?
Now it's 11th grade.
You're in grade 11. How many years is high school in Taiwan?
It's about 3 years.
3 years. So how much more do you have to go? When do you graduate from high school?
After I graduate from high school, I will go to the university, and it's for about 4 years. But if you want to be a doctor or a dentist in the future, those students may study for a longer time.
Okay.
But how many years you still have in high school? You graduate this year or next year?
I will graduate on 2023, I think.
Okay.
So 2 more years. You will be 19 when you graduate.
18.
18.
18.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can go.
No, go ahead, Raphael.
Okay. Before we end, I just want to send a end poll. Where should we go to our next virtual tour? So it has North America, Latin America, Europe, Africa, Asia, and Oceania. I just want you guys to respond it. Okay. So launching.
So Raphael, before we decide,
Sure.
before the public decides where they want to go, we need to have people who are interested to take us there. So, so they might even want to go to the US, but if we don't have people to take us there, then it might be a little bit hard for us to get there. Because so
well,
far,
we have students in all of those regions or
Right.
on
that
those
is
continents,
true.
so we should be able to. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is very true, Dr. Vass. But at the beginning of this semester, we sent out
Right.
an application for people who want to host the virtual tours, and we got, I think, 16, and so far just a few have responded. Okay, for some of those few, some countries have already visited that we can't visit again, and yeah, that's number one. Number two, the others that have committed that we're already working on. So like we can go to Morocco. Morocco, I'm a bit sure, and Pakistan, I'm already sure. So maybe if you say Asia, Pakistan can represent. So yes, you guys, as you vote, please also prepare to take us there.
I wish, Rafael, I wish we also knew who votes for what region. So I'm curious if maybe people from Europe want to do an Asia tour, and maybe people from Asia want to go to Europe. So and so on. So I'm curious how this distribution looks, not only in terms of what places are voted, but also who's voting for them. Maybe we can do a study at some point.
Also, I think that some people I kind of regret to not sign up. Actually, you guys will be able to sign up for the cooking class and virtual tour again when the practical phase start. Okay, so I will send another register link to you guys, so you guys can register again. Okay. So
Rafael, while the vote is going on, just as a quick update where we stand, maybe. So at this time, we are still in the theoretical phase. So it is week 3, right? Exam 3 at this time, which is due tomorrow.
Yes.
And then there will be one more exam the week later. And at that time, we should be able to determine who's ready to be placed on teams and who's not. And then, so if you missed any of the exams, or if you didn't do well on any of the exams, we may be able to give you a chance to retake it. So I hope it will not be necessary, but we will work with you. But ultimately, we want you to sort of, show us that you are interested enough and ready enough to be placed on a team. And then, so on October the 4th, all of the academy students, so teenagers, professionals, will be merged with the university student cohort. So we expect about 4,000 university students in the late track. We have at this time exactly 2005 students in the early track. So they started in August. But the late track, the one that you will be joining, starts on October the 4th. And so there will be about 4,000 more students in that group, mostly university students, but also you will be with them. So the teams will be matched by age. So if you are 16, your team members will also be 16. If you are 14, your team members will be 14. But you will be doing the same work, attending the same webinars, working on the same tasks as the university students. And so we want to make sure that everything is okay in your teams, you're properly prepared. That's why we take these exams so seriously. So yeah, we have about 2 weeks to go before the teams will be formed. And it seems like most of you do well. And I hope you will pass all 4 tests.
Also,
And if you have a problem, write an email to Raphael. Raphael will then help you match you with a coach so that you can be successful in your endeavor. So do not be afraid to reach out for help.
Yep.
I've seen someone asking about Issa's school, saying it's very beautiful, and they're asking if there is an exchange program or something like that. The school is called Taipei Community Girls High School. So you can Google it, and then maybe you can also, oh, sorry, let me just write it here.
Yeah.
Oh, Issa, can you answer this? Is that, would you know if there is an exchange program for your school? Oh, or is Issa has already gone off? Sorry, let me just type it here in the comment section. Say called Taipei. Sorry, not Taipei Municipal.
Zhongshan Girls High School.
There she is. Issa, can you type it into the I'm
typing it there.
Ah, yeah, okay. It's girls only,
Got
correct? Issa, it's girls only, correct? It is a girls' school,
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yes,
Is there a boys' school?
it's only for girls, but there are teachers that are male and also female.
So there's also a boys' school, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Is it all schools separated for boys and girls, or some of them are mixed and have both?
For only boys or girls are just a few of these high schools, and most are mixed.
Ah, okay. So is this a private school, Issa?
It's not a private school.
Oh, it's just a girls' school or a boys' school. Okay, very good. Okay, let's see. I'm seeing here questions about X-culture.
Just one point, Dr. B, did you have a 10 o'clock meeting as well? Because it's already 10, or is it?
Yes,
yeah, we have a 10 o'clock. Annette, close this session.
Okay, guys,
Well,
thank you very much.
So yes, if there is an urgent question about the academy or X-culture, so I can answer that quickly, but otherwise I think we are pretty much out of time.
Right.
I have one thing to say first. Guys, for next week, we will have the orientation webinar about the practical phase. Dr. Vastas will host it. So please join us again for next week, okay?
Okay. And if you have further questions, please email us at academy@xculture.org. Otherwise, we will see you next week for the orientation. Thank you, Issa. Peace and love, everybody. X-culture.
Very informative. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate it.
Thank you, Isa. Thank you, Annette. Great work. Bye-bye, guys.